Have you ever wondered if we're alone in the universe, or are there parallel dimensions where other versions of us exist? It's a thought that has probably crossed your mind at least once, and it's not just the stuff of imaginative sci-fi movies. This concept is a serious topic of scientific study and theorizing. It's the idea of parallel dimensions, or to put it simply, alternate realities. What if I told you there could be countless versions of you, living out their lives in countless different realities? You might be a world-class pianist in one, a renowned scientist in another, or even a rebellious rock star in yet another. Sounds fascinating, doesn't it? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To understand parallel dimensions, we first need to understand the concept of the multiverse. The term multiverse essentially means multiple universes. It's a cosmic theory that suggests that our universe is not the only one, but one among an infinite number of universes. This theory implies the existence of parallel dimensions. Imagine it like a vast library, with each book representing a different universe. These universes might have different physical laws, different histories, and different versions of you and me. But how does this work exactly? Well, it all comes down to quantum physics. According to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every time a quantum event happens, the universe splits into different outcomes, creating a new parallel universe for each possibility. While this may sound like a far-fetched idea, it's important to remember that many of the concepts we take for granted today were once considered equally outrageous. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll find solid evidence of these parallel dimensions. As we delve deeper into the rabbit hole, the concept of parallel dimensions becomes even more fascinating. But for now, let's take a moment to marvel at the vast and mysterious universe we live in, and the infinite possibilities it may hold. So, how does science explain the existence of parallel dimensions? Well, it begins with the concept of string theory. This is a theoretical framework where the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. String theory is one of the most promising candidates for a theory of everything, a self-contained mathematical model that describes all fundamental forces and forms of matter. According to this theory, our universe is not simply a three-dimensional world, but is composed of 10 or even 11 dimensions. So what are these extra dimensions? They are compactified or hidden from us because they are folded onto themselves in complex, minuscule shapes. Think of it as folding a piece of paper into an origami. From a distance, the paper appears two-dimensional, but upon closer inspection, it's evident that it has depth. Now, hold on to your hats because it's going to get even more mind-boggling. String theory also postulates the existence of parallel dimensions. These are dimensions that exist alongside our own, but are not perceptible to us. Imagine living in a multi-story building, but being aware of only the floor you're on. The other floors exist parallel to yours, but unless you find a way to move vertically, you'd never know about them. But it's not just about space. Time is also considered a dimension. In our everyday lives, we perceive time as linear, always moving from the past to the future. Yet, in the realm of theoretical physics, time could potentially have many paths, leading to the possibility of alternate histories and futures. And here's where it becomes really interesting. If these parallel dimensions do exist, they could contain alternate versions of our reality. There could be a dimension where you made different choices, leading to a completely different present. Thus, the science of parallel dimensions is not just about alternate realities, but also about the very nature of our universe. Now that we have a basic understanding of parallel dimensions, you might be wondering, how many dimensions are there? Let's dive into the fascinating world of higher dimensions. The concept of dimensions is not confined to the three dimensions of space we are familiar with: length, width, and height. According to the groundbreaking string theory, there could be more dimensions than meet the eye. String theory, a theoretical framework in which the point-like particles of particle physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings, proposes that the universe exists in up to 11 dimensions. Yes, you heard it right, 11 dimensions. Let's break this down a bit. The first 4 dimensions are what we experience daily, 3 of space and 1 of time, which collectively form the space-time continuum. But beyond these, there are 7 more dimensions that are compactified or hidden from our perception. These extra dimensions are not just theoretical musings. They are integral to the mathematical consistency of string theory. Without them, the equations just wouldn't work. It's as if nature has hidden these dimensions from us, like a secret, waiting to be revealed. But why can't we experience these higher dimensions? Well, one of the explanations is that these extra dimensions are incredibly small, compact and tightly folded in on themselves, making them undetectable to our current scientific instruments. You can think of it like this. If you look at a power line from afar, it appears one-dimensional. But as you get closer, you can see it's actually three-dimensional, with length, width, and depth. In a similar way, these extra dimensions might only become apparent at incredibly small scales. So while we live in a three-dimensional world, the universe could be buzzing with an extra 7 dimensions we can't see or touch, making it a total of 11 dimensions. So, in a universe of potentially 11 dimensions, where does that leave us? It leaves us with a universe that's far more intricate and fascinating than we could ever imagine. It leaves us with more questions than answers, and a universe that's ripe for exploration. Some of you may have heard about the so-called God's dimension, but what does that really mean? Let's take a moment to delve into this intriguing concept. The term God's dimension is more of a metaphorical construct than a scientific one. It's a way to describe a realm or a level of existence that is beyond our human comprehension, a dimension that operates on principles we can't fully grasp with our current understanding of reality. Picture this. We live in a world defined by 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal one. We can move forward and backward, left and right, up and down, and we experience the flow of time from past to future. But the God's dimension suggests a realm where these rules don't apply, or perhaps where there are additional rules that we can't even imagine. It's a bit like a 2-dimensional creature trying to understand our 3-dimensional world. To them, our ability to move in and out of their plane of existence, to disappear and reappear at will, might seem godlike. Similarly, if there are beings that can manipulate dimensions beyond our own, their abilities would appear miraculous to us. However, it's vital to understand that the God's dimension is not a scientifically accepted concept. There's no mathematical model or empirical evidence to support it. It is a philosophical idea, stemming from our natural curiosity and our quest to understand the universe and our place in it. In the end, the term God's dimension is a testament to the limitlessness of human imagination. It's a symbol of our longing to transcend our boundaries, to reach for the stars, and to seek answers to the most profound questions of existence. While the God's dimension is a fascinating concept, it is crucial to remember that it is more of a philosophical idea than a scientific theory. It invites us to explore and ponder, to dream and wonder, and that in itself is a beautiful thing. Now, understanding the concept of parallel dimensions, what could be the implications for us? Let's ponder over this for a moment. If parallel dimensions do exist, our perception of reality could be fundamentally revolutionized. It might be similar to the paradigm shift that occurred when humanity realized that the Earth was not the center of the universe, but rather a tiny speck in an incredibly vast cosmos. Parallel dimensions could offer us a new lens through which to view the universe and ourselves. It could challenge our understanding of time, space, and existence itself. If there are infinite versions of us, living out different lives in parallel dimensions, it could redefine our understanding of identity and free will. Imagine the potential advancements in science and technology. If we could access these dimensions, we could potentially harness energy sources beyond our wildest dreams, or perhaps discover new forms of life that defy our current understanding of biology. It might even provide us with a pathway to immortality, allowing us to live on in a different dimension after our time in this one has ended. Furthermore, the existence of parallel dimensions could also have profound philosophical implications. It could challenge our religious and spiritual beliefs, prompting us to reassess our place in the universe. Are we truly unique, or are we just one of countless versions of ourselves scattered across an infinite multiverse? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are all exciting possibilities, but they are currently in the realm of speculation. Despite the tantalizing hints that parallel dimensions might exist, we have yet to find definitive proof. Yet the search continues. Scientists around the world are tirelessly probing the mysteries of the universe, hoping to uncover the secrets that lie just beyond our grasp. As we stand on the brink of potentially universe-shattering discoveries, one thing is clear: the universe is far more complex and fascinating than we could ever imagine.